Hey everyone, and welcome back to Skin Goals. It's getting chilly out there, guys.
It
It's
is.
November and it's sweater weather. So we're so excited to start talking about hydration today. I'm your host, Lisa Avalos, and this is my co-host, Kelly.
Hey everyone, Kelly Sittler, and so excited to get into winter and a little body yaddy yaddy. Okay, we're talking body hydration because I don't know. I feel like winter is trying to make us into like scaly dragons, but we are not having it. Okay,
Not this time.
not this time. It's not going to happen this time. So we are going to talk about dry skin, body skin, and we have our amazing L'Oreal chemist, Alison Elder, with us today to take us through our body hydration for this winter. Like we're getting into, all things hydration, all things winterized body hydration. Let's go. All right. So Alison, welcome to the set. We're so excited to have you and would love to know a little bit about your journey at L'Oreal and beyond.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Alison. I have a PhD in chemistry, and I'm a formulation chemist in the skincare labs at L'Oreal. I've been working there for 11 years now, and I'm just super excited to be here to talk about body moisturizers. I want to start getting into my routine before the weather gets cold, and then I'm just trying to play catch up, carrying my CeraVe healing ointment with me everywhere because my hands are so dry and chapped. So yeah, this is motivating me to get started with my routine early.
That's so exciting.
Yes.
How about a L'Oreal chemist? What a dream. What a dream, right?
Yeah.
So exciting. And I'm so excited to really deep dive about how to keep my skin nice and moisturizer. Like my favorite compliment someone ever gave me is your hands are so soft.
That is a nice compliment.
It is. And it's hard to do.
But okay, you just triggered me. Okay, because hands, because it is hard to stay hydrated in the season of winter or heading into fall, right? I recall many years ago, I was on the track team and I was all winter long, we'd be out running long distance and stuff like that outside. And, of course I'd have long sleeves and, spandex pants. There was a particular spandex pants that we wore for track, okay? And, but I wouldn't necessarily always wear gloves. And my hands, by the end of the track season, were really bad. They were totally scaly. They sometimes would be cracked and bleeding on the knuckles. I'm not lying.
That's so painful.
It was so painful. And I'm there was something I could have been doing, which probably was just applying moisturizer daily, right? Being a high school girly, I was so into cosmetics and fragrance and all the things in the locker room. I just wasn't applying moisturizer. I want to get into that today. The hand thing really does happen during winter,
I
right?
think hands, heels, all sorts of body, gets dry. Some more than others, depending on if you're running outside or you live in a cold climate. But why do we get so dry during the winter or fall months?
Yeah, so in the winter, the air is colder, and cold air holds a lot less moisture than warm air. If you think about when you're boiling water, you're creating water vapor in the air, that's moisture because of evaporation. When it gets colder in the winter, the opposite happens. Water wants to freeze. So when it's freezing, there's less moisture in the air, and this causes your skin to dry out. As a result, the air is basically sucking your skin dry.
Okay.
Wow.
I should be putting this two and two together, okay? Living in the Northeast where when it's hot, it's humid, it's a lot of humidity in the air, obviously. Okay, so it's a lot about the moisture in the air when it's cold.
It's just not there anymore.
It's just that simple, which is sometimes I put a humidifier in the house to add a little, as I'm turning on the heat, I'm turning on the fireplace, and it's sucking it out. So I add it back in. I love that. Okay. So we know our skin is kind of crying out for moisture more or less. So what is the game plan? Spill the tea. What what are the right body moisturizers to be using? Like there's different kinds, lotions, creams, like what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options out there. When you go to the store, there's like this whole wall of moisturizers, and it's hard to choose. It gets overwhelming if you're just standing there trying to figure out what you want. Yeah. So I would suggest the first thing that you can do is you can think about how dry your skin is. Do you need just a little bit of extra moisturizer, or are you a scaly dragon, desert lizard? So once you figure out how much hydration you're looking for, then we can talk about the different textures that there are. Yeah. So there's lotions, there's creams, and then there's balms or ointments. The first one, lotions, those are more of a lightweight texture. They are quicker to absorb, and they usually feel a bit fresher. The CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion is a great example there. It's very fresh and lightweight, but it still contains those basic hydrating ingredients that your skin needs, like glycerin and hyaluronic acid. So that's what lotions are good for. They absorb quickly, and they're kind of like, that lightweight sweater that you keep in the closet all year round.
Yeah, I love that. Because I love a lotion during the summer.
Yes, they're great during the summer because they're not too heavy.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, it might not be just enough for wintertime, because I'm in a cold climate like Chicago where the lotion, I love it, but it might not just be enough. Yeah. You might need something
more. The wind
more.
is whipping too. Yeah. So it may not, it's just cold, but then that wind is getting you. So like maybe you need what would be the next option?
Definitely, yeah. So then the next texture would be a cream. Creams are a bit thicker than lotions because they contain more of those like lipid-loving ingredients that really nourish the skin. Yeah. So creams are good when your skin is a bit drier. And then if you want to go that extra step, if you have super dry skin, you could use like a balm or an ointment. These give you very intensive moisturization for the most dry types of skin. These are great in the winter, and you can also use these for spot treatment, like hands if they're super dry.
So I have a question about balms and ointments. Are they two different kinds? Is one creamy, and then one, like I'm thinking like the CeraVe ointment is more like a, like very, not very creamy, but it's super hydrating. Yeah, and it's like a sealer.
It feels like it seals, like it locks it in. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say ointments are more like, we can get into this more too, the occlusives, like the healing ointment has petrolatum in it, so it's forming like a barrier on your skin to help prevent the moisture loss. Whereas a balm, I would say balms tend to have more like butters in them, so they're definitely more creamy.
Ooh, I love a balm. Yeah, I love a cream.
I do love layering though too. Like I feel like the heels, I always am going for the balm or the ointment,
Yeah, those super dry chapped areas.
Yeah. Or even I'll put the lotion on and then I'll put on.
Yeah, you'll seal it in.
Seal it in. Yeah. Like different strategies for different super dry areas of the body.
Exactly. Yeah, layering is great.
So layering, we can think about like layering hydration, kind of like you said with the sweater, right? You'd put a jacket on and maybe like a puffer coat.
Yep.
To seal it up. Mm-hmm. So I like that.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Keeping it simple, right? But also like adding that science, like petrolatum, like the actual ingredients into it. Love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. This is a perfect segue for our first break. And we're back. We've been talking to Alison, L'Oreal chemist, about all things hydration. And I have a question for you. So how often should we be slathering ourselves with these lotions and potions to keep us nice and hydrated?
Yeah. I would say that, it depends on how dry your skin is and also the time of year. But I would say that once or twice a day is kind of a good rule of thumb. I think lotions are great to apply in the morning because they're more quick to absorb. So if you're getting dressed, you don't have to wait too long for them to absorb into your skin. So I think that's a great option for the morning. Creams, I would say, are better for applying at night. Like the CeraVe moisturizing cream, that's a great cream. And Creams take a little bit longer to absorb into the skin, so then your skin can absorb that extra hydration while you're sleeping. Then balms or ointments, you can apply those, swap out your cream at night if you want to, or apply as frequently as you need to during the day as a spot treatment, like the CeraVe Healing Ointment. I'm taking that everywhere with me. I'm applying it on the back of my hands and my knuckles, like that goes everywhere. So
absolutely. So like taking it back to my trachlete example, right? Like if I had just maybe put on a lotion every single day, I may have prevented like that situation that I was getting on my hands. Or like I was always doing like the recon thing then, which is like afterwards when it was a problem.
Yeah.
Then I would be layering on a cream at night, a really heavy cream, or like adding on like a healing ointment to really like help my skin, like basically healing ointment.
I think a cream at night would be definitely helpful for that situation.
Yeah,
but also like the healing ointment, if you know your hands are getting dry, maybe you want to apply it before they get dry. So like during the track meet when you're out in the dry weather to prevent it from happening.
Like right before.
You
pack
can use
it in the gym bag. Okay.
Yeah.
For the kiddos. Yeah.
But you know what else is a great L'Oreal product? If you guys haven't used it, is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast hands.
Hey.
Keep that in your bag.
Yeah.
Throw that in your kid's bag because it does have that kind of ointment feel to it as well. But I really enjoy that. And also it's not greasy.
Yeah, see, and that's the challenge, right? For hands. Yeah, it's so true. And I think that's maybe why back then I resisted putting things on because I maybe didn't like the feel, but like having something specifically for hands. Love that. Love that shout out.
Yeah.
All right. So talking a little bit about, products, but this is really like my favorite part is like when we get to the ingredients. Okay, so
I like that part too. I'm a chemist, so
I mean,
ingredients are the best part. They're the most interesting, I think.
Right. And there's so many options, and so like when I think about like winter, like I think about shea butter or like glycerin. Like but like, are there other ones, or like what are the ones we should be looking for in our skincare for winter?
So when we are creating a moisturizer, there are a few different types of ingredients that are really important to include to deliver that hydration. The different classifications we have are humectants, emollients, and occlusives. Glycerin is a super important ingredient for us in skincare. It's a type of humectant, and humectants are powerful skin hydrators that are able to draw moisture into the skin to keep it hydrated. Some other ingredients that are good to look for, some types of emollients are shea butter. You see that a lot in La Roche-Posay.
I love shea butter.
Or squalane. Those are great emollients. Emollients are important because they help to smooth and soften any dry skin.
Yeah.
And then occlusives like petrolatum or also shea butter again. Butters are also an occlusive. So shea butter has like double duty here.
Double agent.
Yeah.
Yes, doing it.
But those are great because they form a barrier on your skin to help prevent moisture loss and really seal in the water.
Okay. I love this. Oh, it says humectant, emollient, occlusive. All right, different. Okay, getting in, taking in.
I'm taking notes. So beyond fabulous moisturizers and everything we just learned right now about occlusives, what else can we do to like combat that winter, dryness on our skin?
Yeah, in the winter it would be good to switch to maybe more of a gentle body wash. You could use something like the CeraVe hydrating body wash to prevent any further drying or stripping of your skin. What else can we do? We can put a humidifier in your room, as you had mentioned before, for when you're sleeping, prevent extra water loss from your skin. And then I would also say you could look into a gentle exfoliator, nothing too aggressive. You don't want like 10% glycolic acid or something more gentle to kind of slough off the rough, dead skin. Yeah. It'll allow your moisturizer to work better. So something like the La Roche-Posay Lipicar Roughness Smoothing Lotion. Yeah, that one's great.
You know what else I like too in the shower? Like you were saying, exfoliation. There's also exfoliation body washes. So CeraVe has a great one. And it just also helps. You forget that we need to slough off those little scales that are coming.
Yeah, because if you have a lot of scales, then the moisturizer isn't going to be able to moisturize as well.
Well, and I am turning that shower on to like 100 degrees, like in the winter.
Yeah, I know it feels nice, but it's probably not the best for your skin.
Okay, take notes, Kelly. Take notes. Oh, well, this has been amazing. I feel like it's a good refresher, and I feel like it's always good heading into the season to remind yourself of even some of the basics, like that will, because it's summer, you're doing different things, and then fall hits and boom, it's winter.
Yep.
So, it's like a blink now.
Regrets. Hands dry.
Yeah.
Regrets.
And then you're like the winter warlock, and you're like,
I think it's about consistency. We say this all the time about sunscreen and cleansing, but moisturizing, especially during the winter months, and being consistent helps on getting those compliments. Oh, your hands are baby soft, right?
Yeah.
But also, like you said, you're running track and you keep forgetting to put it on, and now you're doing the healing instead of the prevention, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just like an apple a day, right? Like doing the thing like consistently is what helps.
I had a question for you. Like the shower, we were just talking about shower routines. I like to put my lotion right out of the shower. Is that effective? Or does it matter?
I think it's a personal preference. If you want to, then that's great if that works for you. I think whatever works for you that you're going to actually do. You don't have to apply it after the shower, but I also like to apply after the shower because then, it's before I get dressed and
for me I'll forget.
Yes.
Right there in my routine, I forget about it.
Yeah. I agree. And sometimes I do forget, and then I'm doubling down at night with a thicker cream, like you mentioned. And I'm like, I love that idea, like maybe different lotions or different consistencies for different times, different applications. Because for after the shower, maybe I want it to dry down a little faster. So
a lotion.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. You've been such a rock star, a chemist. L'Oreal chemist rock star, hydration like Houdini, expertire.
We just like making up words here, guys.
This has been so fun.
Good,
Great. Well,
thank you so much, Alison.
Thanks for coming and having this great conversation with us, prepping us for winter because it's wetter weather, and we're excited for the colder months, and we're going to stay hydrated. Follow us on Skin Gold Podcast and wherever you get your podcasts. Like and review. And until next time.